It's a little early. A little earlier than I usually do this. And my phone keeps trying to fall. Let's see. Let's see who shows up. I wanted to ask you guys if you wanted to keep doing these live feeds because it doesn't seem, hey, what's up, Jeremy? It doesn't seem like we get that many people here for the live feeds, really. So I could easily stop doing this in the mornings. I had been doing this when I was strictly working from home. I would do a live feed almost every morning, and it just seemed like it got monotonous. Yeah, I cut my own hair. What's up, Alex? So, Bradley, that knife, the 601, yeah, it still is. They still are selling them. Who else was here? They are selling them on Blade HQ, but it's new. It's old stock. I confirmed with We Knife Company. They are not making the 601. That's just that Blade HQ had purchased enough in color variations that were not as popular. That they basically are still trying to sell those. Like the raw titanium and satin, like I had the blue titanium and satin, which is what I turned mine into. Those have been gone for a long time. So yeah, that's just old stock. That's why it's on sale. It's like $213. It was down from, like when I bought it, it was like $245. I have the original. I keep all the original receipts for like any knife I own that's more than like $200. I probably still have the original receipt and invoice from whatever vendor I purchased it from. Just so I have proof that I'm the original purchaser. If it has to go in for warranty, like my Ferrum Forge knives, I don't have to worry about. The boys know what knives I own and what ones I don't. But yeah, it's discontinued, and the popular ones, the popular color schemes, have been gone for a while. I was telling my sister I quit drinking completely. I haven't had any beer here at the house for, that's been a little over a week, probably closer to 2, actually, now that I think about it. Well, no, because I had that subscriber buy me beer, and I contacted him and I was like, hey, you gotta stop. I want to quit drinking. So when you buy beer, it's not like I won't drink it if it's sitting here. I was telling my sister, like, I wanted to quit drinking because the alcohol is the predominant factor in that. It's bad for you. It is. It's poison. It's the only fucking thing that you can buy that the government will let you purchase that is actually a poison for consumption. It's the only food product that they fucking are like, yeah, I know that we say you can't have bad things. You're not drinking it. We know that you say you can't have these things in food products, but you can have, but caffeine's not a poison per se. It will kill you. It has an LD50, but it's not like a long-term type poison. It's more along the lines of like, I don't know what to describe it, but caffeine's nowhere near as toxic for your fucking system as alcohol is. It doesn't do the organ damage and things like that alcohol does. But it's the only thing that the federal government will let you buy that actually has poison. Like, you can buy this and poison yourself. I'm talking about food. The FDA has overlooked that one. Like, they're just like, yeah, we're going to pretend that doesn't exist. Cigarettes are different. That's not a food product. You don't consume it the way you're consuming food. I'm talking about, like, we have all these standards of what can be in food and food safety. Alcohol being the only exception to that rule, where you have a fucking, an organ-killing toxin, basically a fucking poison that is in your food. It's the only one. I mean, you can buy stuff that's not regulated by FDA, but... Anybody get anything new? I'm not gonna lie to you. I look like this now at 7:30 in the morning. I've been up since fucking 5:30. my allergies so bad I can't breathe. Like my CPAP mask was blowing off my face because it couldn't get down the airway because I don't sleep with my mouth open. And so I'm trying to breathe and I'm fighting with the CPAP mask and it fucking, and it kept waking me up. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just stay awake. And so I sat on the couch from about, I don't know, about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. I have an EWC that will be coming. That is going to be a purchase for me. Oh, cutting hay. Oh God, that's horrible. Like it's, guys, yesterday it was like 97 degrees here. It was like 90 degrees in my living room. And when it's really dry like this, my allergies were just fucking horrible. It was like 5% humidity at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. Super, super dry, dusty, all the fucking pollen and shit. And I just like, my eyes burn, all the dust. Fucking killing me. I had this apart. I already had this apart and cleaned it up this morning. Put it back together. I should have shot a video, but you guys know that I've been complaining about. I've got it figured out what the issue is with lighting. If I shoot before the light is brighter outside, way brighter outside, like if it's dark outside, like it is right now, like dim, I get lighting issues here in the kitchen. More light outside diffuses the lighting in the house, and I get much less reflections and stuff. It's not as overpowering. So dark day, I'm probably going to shoot videos outside today because it is really nice out, and I'll have better lighting. I'm going to shoot that Nick Chirpin. I think natural light for that knife will be good. I just got lazy. My tripod was sitting there, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's easier to do it in the kitchen. There's so many more controls on the variables of what will make the video good by doing it in the house. It's not. Mine's auto. I can't. Mine is a VPAP. I have a ventilator because I don't have just obstructive apnea. I have what's called centralized apnea. My brain just doesn't send the signal. So I can't control my CPAP pressure. I'm not allowed to. It's at a prime setting. Hey, I'm a Gear Bear. How you doing? I saw you're a U.S. rep. You sent me a bunch of pictures, Alex. Yeah, I saw them. I think scales. They were scales that you'd anodized. There's our caffeine for the day. Because if you drink a NOS, you don't need any more caffeine. It's going to make you insane. So, well, obviously you did, because I'm not there. I love this thing. I go through stages where I'm like, why do I fucking own this? And then there's times where I'm like, I love this thing. It's great. Guys, if you're here and you can, please drop a like. If you're going to stick around for the video, for the live feed long enough, it's how we get stuff shared. So, dude, that was like, what, you do it for like a week and then not like it? I got offered a chance to be a U.S. rep for a knife company, and I was like, I don't think the knives will sell. It's like, why? Because I was like, because of your name, the company name. It's not going to fly here. Like, what? I was like, yeah. Like, here in the States, as much as it may be, maybe like people are like, oh, the Americans are racist. We don't like too much racist stuff, really, to tell you the truth. That's why it's in the news, because it actually, if you want to know the truth, in my opinion, the reason stuff winds up in the news is because it's an unusual occurrence. If it was an everyday occurrence, they wouldn't report it. Doesn't get ratings. It happens all the time. So at any rate, company was called Raging Jap Knives, and I was like, yeah, you're going to have to either come up with a U.S.-based name or drop the Raging Jap and just call it RJ Knives, something like that. And Ken mulled it over, and I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. He goes, why not? I was like, you know we've got a history with Japan, right? I had surgery on my nose, And one of the things they did was I had used nose spray for so many years because I had my nose broke so many times that I had caused scar tissue from the nose spray, and I had to clean all that out. And I want to avoid that. I use nose spray as little as possible. Actual nose spray, like Afrin, that shit's fucking horrible for you. A lot of it is just that the air is so dry, and the humidifier on my VPAP is it's just not putting out enough moisture to account for how dry the air is. It always when Nico and I go to stay at hotels and shit, like when we stayed in Vegas, holy shit, dude, I couldn't breathe the whole time we were there. Sore throat, fucking everything. I blamed it on Sailor Jerry's the first year we went. The second year we went to a knife show in Vegas, it's just the hotel air. It's just too fucking dry out there. I don't know how people live out there. I mean, I'd love to live out there. I got a big old knot in my beard. Yep, big old knot. My wife wants me to trim my beard. And I was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. There's so many things I would like that don't happen. So you wanting me to trim my beard is like way down on my list of things to do. I did. This is brushed. I brushed it. I washed my face. I wet my beard. I brushed it. I put beard wax, beard cream, because the air is really dry, so the oil's not going to get it. So I put the lanolin-based, try straightening it. If I straightened it, it'd be about 3 inches longer because it's long. It's just curly, bushy. It gets all tangled. I like it. It's like I have a ferret wrapped around my neck. I don't like the idea of that, Bradley. So this is as tame as my beard is going to get today. I washed it, wet it real good, steamed it, put the fucking the beard balm, like the greasy heavy beard balm, and it soaked right in. Like my beard just usually that stays on and you're like, oh, my beard's still greasy. Nope, sucked it right in. My beard feels dry. This is as good as it's going to get today. I like it. I think it looks cool. So, no, so many things wrong with that. Did I ever tell you guys how I caught my beard on fire at the shop one time? I had a long, bushy beard for a while, years ago. Like, long. It was bad. Like I cut it because I buttoned it in my shirt a couple times. And I was like, holy crap. Yeah, it's on the top. And I use the heated tubing. Bro, I've had a CPAP for like 10 years. Yeah, I know. I know all those tricks. It's on the maximum humidifier setting. It's literally, last night when I went to bed, it was like 5% humidity. It's desert air. It's just dry. It's just got to deal with it for a couple weeks out of the year. We get a Santa Ana that blows in. I got to deal with it like a week. We get like 2 of those, 3 of those a year. Maybe 2-3 weeks a year. It's that dry. What was I talking about? Oh, but so I was at the shop and I was grinding a knife and I had just put beard oil in my beard because it was all fucking crazy and I was like, oh, fucking, and I was using the fucking angle grinder and all of a sudden my buddy starts hitting me in the face with a welding glove and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, dude, your fucking beard's on fire. Little beard fire. Literally, he's just like smacking. He was like, dude, your beard caught on fire. So it was like, so I was like, I went out and I looked, and it was like, this area right in here was like, I was like, oh shit, and I had to trim my beard because it was all gnarly looking. I trimmed it way down. Some of you guys might remember when that happened. It's been about 3 years ago, and I've went from like crazy bushy beard to like my daughter was putting it in fucking hair. What's up, Whatcha? My daughter was putting it in like bands, and then the next thing you know, it was short. Yeah, it was like an overnight. Like, holy crap! Where does beard go? I may, for the sake of the channel. Yeah, I think I texted you that night. I may do a weird implement sharpening thing. I was thinking about, I have a an old e-tool spade, and I might sharpen it. I have got, oh guys, before I forget and we go any further in this, I have got to tell any of you guys that have got stuff at my house, if you want anything above 6,000 grit, if you're requesting anything about 6,000 grit, it's going to be a little bit. I have a stone that's coming. I had a stone go bad, and I can't bridge the gap between 4,000 and 8 or 6,000 and 10,000. The stone that's in the middle there, my 8,000 grit stone, is it's shot, and you can't really go real well from 6,000 to 10,000. You can't do it. So my 8,000 grit stone has got to be replaced. So if you're getting anything more than 6,000 grit, it's going to be a few days. I know that I have David is sending me a box of knives. Some of them are going to 12,000 grit and stuff like that. It should be back by now, but like I've got a Benchmade Autocrat. I'm gonna say something unusual for me. I'm not real I'm not gonna be real super critical about this knife that came in. That's Nico's. This is it. I have a Benchmade Autocrat here that came in, and I'm gonna, yeah, I know. I'm gonna pull it out here and show you guys. It is a Benchmade Auto. Customer sent it to me. Ouch. God damn it, I just cut myself on that cardboard box. I'm not unimpressed with this knife. It's not a bad knife. It's G10 scales. Now I'm not gonna take this, I may have to take this apart because it is an auto and they get dirty. Action on it's nice and light, super light, but the problem I have is like the way they sharpened it. They did a really good job on that side, but they never knocked the burr off. Now, I understand 100% why this guy's saying this knife won't cut. He wants to take this at 12,000 grit. I don't know. I'm going to talk to him. I don't know if that's such a good plan. I don't think he's going to get the cutting horsepower he wants out of this. And it's an S30V. An S30V does not like to lose its scratch pattern. It's one of those steels that like you get up to a certain point. But yeah, he wants this 12,000 grit, so this has got to stay here. But I'm probably going to do a video about it. It's not horrible in design. I don't like the chisel. I never understood doing a chisel grind on something like this. But yeah, you can tell it's just not real sharp. And they absolutely did not knock the burr off this other side. I can feel it, big as shit. It's right there. And then they coated it. Or left it coated. But that burr, I can definitely feel it. They never did the burr. Like they sharpened it there. And then just it's like Benchmade. It's like they're like the Dumb and Dumber of knives. Like they're like, hey, we'll do this, and then completely fuck it up. But the action on this is not bad. It's one of those ones that is like this. I have friends that can't deploy this. My Microtech, you can deploy this. It's got a fairly soft spring tension. But the thing is, like the way they ground this is so super thin. I wish. Let's get it into focal. Can I zoom? Can you see how fine that tip is on that? So fine that tip, it's just not, it's not, and the blade, you know what? I'm not 100% sure if maybe it's an optical illusion, but it looks to me like the blade is curved. The poke factor on that it's impressive. I hate sharpening daggers. I hate sharpening double-edged blades. You got to be so precise how you marry that tip. They're always fucking pain in the ass. Pain in the ass. It's dry enough these days. You get dehydrated just breathing. Pain in the ass, just like a hemorrhoid. Yeah, it's it's gonna be a nightmare. I'm gonna get it at least. Here's the thing: I can at least get it done up to 6,000 grit, and then when that 8,000 grit stone gets here, I can just finish it. And guys, I don't want to complain because it is return shipping, but it's a pain in the ass to do it this way. When I get sent the thing, let me see here. Do I have an address label? I've got the notebook here. I think it's 12,000. Yeah, Sean has asked for Benchmade 3400 BK1 Autocrat, 12,000 grit sharpening both sides. So I let him know that there'd be a delay. Like I said, that stone, I only have one 8,000 grit stone, and it's just completely falling apart. And I'll show you what it's doing. We've talked about it before. I've kept it in the house. I've done, oh, I told her not to leave things lay like this. There's ants everywhere out here. All over my shoe. My wife does things without thinking sometimes. Especially doesn't listen. Anything I might have to say. There's ants all over these. At night, she sets the trash out here. I'm guilty of it too. I throw the dog's shit out here. But we've got ants all over it. I leave the dog's shit. I don't leave food. Stuff with food in it. Our mother could start a professional unsharpening service. Time to kill some ants. Mike, how'd you burn your house down? I was killing some ants. That's just fun. Well, I suppose just get the actual bug spray because they're gonna come back. Let me see, where'd I put there it is. No. Did my wife throw away the bug spray? I had a thing of ant and roach killer out here. Yeah, but I mean, they're still just gonna come back if I don't get some actual bug spray on it. I know I had a thing of bug spray. It'd probably be Yuka. You could probably be the one that makes it. I know I had ant and roach killer. She might have taken it. We might have had ants in the house that she took it out. Oh, there it is. Yep, she used it in here. I know, but so does this. This keeps killing them. Wow, nothing much, sir. What's up with you? And bye-bye ants. Yeah, I don't want them in the fucking house, man. When we get ants in the house, it's bad. At least this is the lemon smelling shit. Yeah, so like I said, I got up early. I figured, guys, I put up a video yesterday. Did you guys just not see it? Yeah. Did you guys not see it? Because I didn't see very many people had watched the new video that went up. And I'm just curious. I'm curious if it went up different than it usually does. So I changed it from members only to scheduled, and then it went up It could just be that that's not a video you guys are interested in, which I get. I don't watch Olive Bird's stuff because you didn't get a notification. Well, Bradley, do you have your notifications turned on? So I took it. So Monday night, I set it to go live at 9 a.m. I didn't do a premiere. I'm going to stop doing the premieres. I mean, if I have time, like if I was like, I got time, I can do it. I'm not going to do I'll do a premiere, but a lot of times, yeah, I know, because I sent it out to the members. I saw you watched it. There's a lot of times that like I just don't have, like, I don't want to spend that time because there's usually like only a couple people. It's always the same couple people, and we have live feeds often enough that I don't have to sit and watch the video for like a sixth time. Like I said, by the time we get around to that premiere, I've probably watched that video 5 times throughout the editing process and the posting process and all that stuff. It's just too much. I don't want to watch it again. So don't expect to see a lot of the premieres. And plus it confuses I have some older viewers that they haven't figured that out. Like I have a couple viewers that like they can't figure out how to join. And I've had people tell me, like, I don't know what the community tab is. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to do a video just to walk you through like the steps of those things. And I really don't want to have to do that anymore, and I have to. So the premieres confuse some of my subscribers. And they're trying to talk to me, and I'm like, guys, it's not. They're like, oh, show the knife again. And I'm like, guys, it's not a live video, it's premiere. There's a difference. So like if you see the format where you're like, you see the intro and the fucking the credits thing where I acknowledge all my the supporters, that's not a live feed. I can't put that in a live feed. I can, once I hit 5,000 subscribers, I can set it up so that's an auto generate thing. So the first 13 seconds, I think, is what they have it set for. Like the first 13 seconds of a live feed is a scrolling thing, all my supporters. But I don't think I'm gonna do that for live feeds. You guys pop up, the members pop up anyway with the acknowledgement. So I will continue to put the support tile at the beginning, like I do. So yeah, unless you guys want to talk about something, I got nothing. Just waiting for you guys to jump in on this. Without interaction, these live feeds really suck, guys. See, people are leaving. Favorite stones? We've already talked about that. I've done videos about stones. There's been enough. My favorite stones, any one that works well. Like I don't have a favorite. I don't really have a favorite stone. I like the aluminum oxides. Do I like CRKT? I like some of the CRKT stuff. They got to a point where CRKT knives were pretty crappy. I haven't really gotten a CR. I quit buying them because I had a couple that just the quality compared from like I had some of the Kit Carson design stuff. I had like an M16T. I had the big full size M16 with the Tonto blade, the big one. I had a handful of the Kit Carson designs through CRKT, and I liked them, but then they just kept getting worse and worse. Wait, what? Well, I would never be Maximat. I hate Maximat. I despise it. I just don't like it at all. Probably 20 for all around steel. My favorite steel would have to be 20 CV. I've made all of my knives, with the exception of a few that I made in S125V, have all been in 20 CV, and I like it because it's a good all around. It's not super hard to work with. It's not super hard to sharpen. You can sharpen it in a field. You can't, like, if you make a knife out of Maximet and you take it out in the field and you carry it, you're not sharpening it out there. It takes too much specific stuff. K390, I had some K390 come in, and it seemed like it was super high carbon content. It was rusting on my stones, so I'd say probably not that. I like something that gives me the benefits of some of those steels, like K390, the toughness, but is still a stainless. Something S125V is not as stainless as 20CV. 20CV is a little bit more. M390, 204P, they're kind of the same. So if I had to pick, I would say it would be probably 20CV. Or RWL, I like RWL 34, but I don't know how it holds up, like impact resistance and stuff like that. But 20CV holds an edge pretty well. It's not like it's not super difficult to sharpen. It's more difficult than some other steels, like cheaper steels, but holds up really well. And if you watch the video that Eric Outer did about my fixed blade, he did a video about my fixed blade. No, it's not. It is not. Too many issues with it as well. But Eric Outer did a video about the Stonefish, my knife design, and he just beat the shit out of it, and like still it was cutting paper at the end. Like they were batoning through oak, they struck ferro rod with the edge. They did so many things to that knife, and like it held up and it was fine. And I mean, I knew it would, but like that was a good proof. Like people are like, oh, everybody talks about M390 and 204P and 20CV, and they're not good for outdoor knives. That steel will be great for an outdoor knife. It is a very, very, very robust, impact resistant steel. And had that blade been done in a different fashion that was more like a camp knife versus a combat utility, I think it would have handled those tasks even better. If the blade was a little bit longer, maybe a little bit wider, a little bit thicker at the spine, it would have batoned through that wood way faster. But they didn't damage that knife at all. He was like, it came out perfect. Like, he's like, it didn't even really damage the finish. So, S45VN, I'm excited about. I'm going to let you guys in on something. The Stonefish is in M39 or in 20CV, right? Well, the artisan knife that we're making, the Sea Snake, is going to be in a brand new proprietary steel. So I'm kind of excited about that. And I was looking at it, and I can't tell you anything about the composition, but I can tell you it is along the lines of a steel that I did like, that Spyderco used for a while. It's going to have a lot of those same qualities. So it's going to have a lot of rust resistance. There's a lot of the CR steels I don't like. I like the 14. I like that 14 CR. It's basically Sandvik. I like Sandvik steel. Sandvik steel's good. It's really good. Holy crap, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Sandvik steel's really good. Some of the variants of that, like I said, I like a lot of the powdered metallurgy things. I think you're going to see a marked improvement in edge retention with S45VN. I was looking at it, and the edge retention on it should be better. I mean, I can look at a spec sheet and say, with these chemicals, it should be a little bit better along these lines. So the RPM 9 is the steel that my knives are going to be made out of artisan. They came up with their own proprietary steel. And Russell and I were talking about it. He was telling me about the composition. Like I said, it's proprietary, so I can't tell you what the composition is. But we were looking at it. We found something that's comparable to it, looking at the spec sheets. And I'm like, that's gonna be good. I remember that steel. I remember having knives in that steel, and I was like, I was not unimpressed. And guys, have you noticed that my entire turkey neck is fucking gone? Go back and look at some of the videos. Like, I was fat. So I have lost, officially checked it, I have lost since January almost 40 pounds since January, since I started working construction and all that. Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Like if you look at the spec sheet on S90V, it should be way, like people are like, oh, it's going to be harder to sharpen than S9 or S30. No, I'm sorry, M390 or 20CV, and I don't find it to be. So that's like people like, oh, RWL 34, it can't hold an edge. It can't. RWL 34 is so soft and it sharpens so easy that it just can't hold an edge. But that's the flip side. RWL 34 is actually fairly easy to sharpen, and it holds an edge relatively well. Like it does a really good job. And so there's these little things like you can look at a spec sheet and think of what like, oh, it should be this and it should be that. What's up, Mark? But in actual practice, like I've sharpened a ton of S90V, and it is one of my favorite steels to sharpen. I love S90V. I would love to have a knife in S90V, but the only knife I can think of that I would really want in S90V, Benchmade won't put an S90V blade in for me. And that's my Osborne. I want an S90V blade in that Osborne, and they won't do it. They'll only replace it with S30, and I hate S30. S90 is actually easy to sharpen, and it gets rip-roaring, crazy, stupid sharp, and stays that way for a long fucking time. And you can sharpen it relatively easily on even on stones, like on lower grade stones, like aluminum oxide. My water stones does a great job sharpening that. And it gets a nice, crispy, crazy edge that feels like, you know, when S30V is really sharp. We're not even gonna talk about it. I can't talk about it. I know what steel it is. I can tell you that if you go look, Artisan's announced that it's going to be an RPM 9. It's called AR. It's called Artisan Rare. What is it? Rare Metal 9 something, because there's 9 different components. Anyway, at any rate, it's a powdered metallurgy, and I'm not going to even tell you what it's comparable to because that's not my place. Artisan's going to say that. I'm just telling you that I know what steel it's comparable to. I know what the base, basically what the composition is. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. And I'm going to be one of the first people that gets to test it because I get my prototypes here soon. Because they've already been shipped. And if there's nothing wrong with them, they're just going to go into production with it. So, yeah, I'm hoping. So... what was I talking about? Oh, S90V. S90V, yeah, is easy to sharpen, holds an edge pretty well. I find it easier to sharpen than some other steels that they think. And what I was saying is, like, if you get a really super crisp edge on S30V, you know how aggressive that feels? That's what S90V feels like, but it doesn't chip like S30V. And that's why I like S35VN better, that adding that niobium into the mix. Oh, they're running sprinklers. Adding the niobium into that made S35VN a better steel than S30. I will tell you all day, everybody's like, no, man, S30V. I hate S30V. I hate it. I don't like anything about S30V. What I miss is when people were making a bunch of shit out of LMAX. I love LMAX. So, well, guys, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. We've been on here for 38 minutes. If you haven't dropped a like, please do. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here and get ready. I gotta do upper body today. I'm doing a big upper body workout today. So we're talking like back and biceps. And then tomorrow is a rest day, light cardio, and then Friday is legs and back. So I'm doing back and legs twice a week because yesterday was a leg workout. And I'm sore already. So I'm going to get changed into my workout clothes before it's like 90 degrees in here. You guys take it easy. Like I said, if you're here and you're watching the video, drop a like before you leave because there's 18 people and only 15 likes. So I will talk to you all later. Take it easy. 19 people here and 15 likes. So you guys take it easy. I'm gonna track and see what's going on with that stone that's supposed to be coming for this guy's stuff. So love you guys. Oh wait, there's more people here. I'll tell you what. If there's 20 of y'all here, I'll stick around for a few more minutes because there's people dropping in. I was getting ready to leave, but there's people dropping in. So I got about another 10, 15 minutes before the kid gets up. I got to take the dog for a walk first anyway. So the dog's not even down here. The dog sleeps with the kid. So what do the new people that haven't liked the video yet want to talk about? I think I just told you that. That's Sandvik, the 14C 28N. Sandvik. I love Sandvik steel. Go look. It's Sandvik. Hey, what's up, Simon? Yeah. 18C or 14C 28. That's Sandvik steel. That's what I was talking about earlier when we were talking about the steels. Yeah, it is a great steel. I do like it a lot. It has some other problems with it. I like I said, I like 20 CV because it's really good all around. I don't know. I always thought, why does Elmax get a bad rap? Okay, I can tell you why Elmax gets a bad rap. You ready for this? There was one guy in the knife community named Jay Davis, and he started the entire problem with Elmax. This is an Elmax, and this thing holds an incredible edge. What happened was there were a couple companies that got Elmax, and Elmax is really, really, really touchy. Elmax is really touchy about dry grinding. And so what happened was some people were grinding it on a belt that might have been worn, not using enough water, not enough fucking fog on their belt to keep the temperature down. And what happened was the knives were right at the very apex. They lost their temper. Hey, what's up, Luke? And when people would get them and then use them, the knife would go dull. And Jay Davis did this big thing, and then Smoke Eater 908 jumped on the bandwagon and was like, yeah, Elmax is garbage. But then he got Elmax from a custom knife maker that had been heat treated differently and ground differently, and he changed his tune. But Jay Davis basically started this big uproar over some of these knives. And what it was, yeah, there were probably some companies that were heat treating it incorrectly, but most of it was the way that the edge grind was done, the very edge. My DOC from Microtech came, and it didn't want to hold an edge for a little while. And then after I sharpened it, well, I probably sharpened it like 4 or 5 times. I've never done anything with it, so I don't know, Chris. After I sharpened it a few times and got past that belt edge that had been overheated and had heat damage to it, once I sharpened that out, I think I sharpened it like 2 or 3 times, and I was on the thing. Oh yeah, Well, most of that was just edge grinding. So Jay Davis did this big thing about it, and then came back and retracted his statement. But once you throw it out there, it's out there, and more people saw the Elmax is the devil and it's all fucked up video than saw the retraction, him going, in retrospect, I've sharpened this knife now like 10 times and I've used it a bunch, and now I'm into good clean steel. Instead of taking down the original video, more people kept watching that. I've taken videos down because of that, because I did a retraction. You're like, hey, you know what? In retrospect, I put up this video, and then no one was watching that. They just kept going to the video about how bad this was. And so I took that video down and replaced it with a video going, hey, you know what? I did an original video of this, but Jay Davis didn't do that. And so Elmax got a horrible, horrible reputation. Like people wouldn't buy knives, or I won't buy it. It's an Elmax. Elmax is garbage. And I'm like, dude, most of the knives that I have in Elmax are stellar. Like, they're great. And then so I got my DOC before I bought this, and this had no issue. And so a lot of it has to do with, like, if you're sharpening a bunch of knives, it's easy to get your speed cranked up a little too high, easy to let your belt wear a little bit, and it's not actually cutting, it's just burning it. Not getting enough water. I don't use water to grind my edges because the first thing I do when I get them home is to sharpen them. Knives that I make get a belt edge just to set, so I don't have to take that material off to make the edge grind on my stones. It saves me that. I just do a quick pass and just apex it. Fire and Forge Pretium in that knife is insane in LMAX. It's insane. I'm doing a knife for Nico in LMAX. I just have not had a chance to fucking do it. So I've got to get the block of LMAX I have is way too thick. I've got to get it to my buddy who's going to surface grind it for me. So I think I got to poop. That should be the name. I should go back and change the name of this live feed to I think I've got to poop. Depends on steel. Air quench steels, yeah, I use an aluminum block. I have done, I did knives. I did a couple knives in 1095, and I had to oil quench them. That's 1095 does not air quench. I did a couple knives in I did a knife in Damascus, a couple knives in Damascus actually, and they're fucking oil quench. But for like all of this, pretty much all the other steels I use, yeah, it's comes out in the packet between two plates. I lay on it as hard as I can. I know some people crank a vise down, and that just gives it enough time. I just slam it in there immediately, just drop the packet down, and I sit on it. I just lean on it until I hear it stop, snap, crackling, and popping. Flip it, put all my weight on it until I feel heat starting to come through the plate, and then I toss it off the side. I cut the packet, start to peel the packet, and then grab the next one, and I just peel them out of their packets after they're cool. So, yeah, that gets you a really good quench, and then you can just toss them straight into heat treat oven right after that. So into temper. So, but it depends on the steel. No, he wants a sea snake. He wants. Where did my sea snake go? Well, Jeff's sea snake is right here. He wants a sea snake. Nope, it was just a fart. Guess I don't have to poop. My wife stayed up last night and made us masks. She made surgical masks. Well, it's. I should have prototypes in hand before too much longer. So I'm gonna let you guys know they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be on Amazon for like $60. I don't know where else they're gonna be, but I do know that they're gonna be on Amazon. They're gonna be under $100. So you get an original fixed blade design in a proprietary steel, under $100. Sword dick deal, guys. You can't fucking beat it. And it's an EDC friendly fixed blade, which is I've never had. I'm gonna say something, and I don't want you guys to take this wrongly. I like the boys, I like Chris and Elliot, but their EDC fixed blade was and I've sharpened a lot of them. The Lackey, and it's, don't get me wrong, it's a good knife. It's just too thick. It's too thick behind the edge. I wanted something that was more along the lines of an actual fixed blade knife as opposed to a neck knife. This does come with a chain to be worn as a neck knife, but it's 100% something that you want to buy a thing of soft loops for. And you want to wear it scout carry in the small of your back, and you will fucking forget it's there. Small of your back, on your hip, right in between your belt buckle and the first loop, right above your left pocket. Nope. This is coming out through Artisan. And they're doing 3 colors. They're doing like a cream. They're doing a cream, tannish, a black, and a green. So it's gonna be a really useful. You guys. Now the handles the handles are going to come up further. This one was done this way for two reasons. One, lack of material, and the customer wanted to see more rock pattern further back. So this is got handles that come back further than I normally would. But the piece of material was small, and he wanted to see more rock pattern. So I don't. That could be something that I could offer after. Hello, dog. Come here. Come on up. Come up and say hi. Come up and say hi. Hi. All right, you gonna run? Just came up to say hi to you guys. No, I think that is past. Amos, that gave me an aneurysm. I don't think it can be pre-ordered. No, I think it's just going to be, it's going to come up. It's going to be available on Amazon. Oh, shit. I forgot to cash these 2 checks. I have to do that today. I have to cash checks. Just gotta, guys. I did that one in S125, but I just told you guys they're doing that in that proprietary steel. An EDC fixed blade like that, small use knife like that, really isn't gonna affect it. That is definitely not like a, hey, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna split up a bunch of wood kind of thing. That is just a day-to-day, everyday carry EDC fixed blade. So I mean, you could get away with fucking 8CR in that, really, to tell you the truth. For what that's going to be used for, that's going to be, like, Matt uses his for around the office, and his is an S125V. He uses to cut down boxes a lot. It's the same steel as this, S125V. I hate doing S125V. It's such a nightmare to grind. I go through as many belts. I go through more belts on those small sea snakes than I do on a full-size stonefish. Way more. No, it's not. It's a nightmare. It's a great steel if you get it ground and everything and it's done. It's great. But, well, guys, my kid is up. I have things I have to do to include cashing these checks because I got like $1,200 worth of stuff here I have not put in my bank account yet. I keep forgetting. So I'm gonna let you guys go because I've got to get ready to work. Hey, what do you have this morning? Do you have any Zooms and stuff this morning?
I don't have any Zooms, but I have a Zoom with Miss Cullen.
When?
4:30.
Okay.
But I have off ice with Miss Lexi today, probably, so you might have to take me to her house.
I'm not going. I'm working out and I have to sharpen.
But Mama.
Mama what?
She doesn't know.
I don't care. I have things to do. Customer stuff here. I mean, I'm getting paid. Anyway. All right, guys.
You didn't charge my phone?
It was plugged in.
It's like 13%.
It was plugged in, and I unplugged it because I figured it had sat all night. You'll be okay. It's just for your run. It was plugged.
13%'s going down.
I unplugged your phone and used your cord because yours was plugged in until like 7 o'clock.
Mama goes to sleep at like 2, at like 5.
Yeah, it's still enough time. All right. Anyway, guys, I love y'all. I'll talk to you later. Family stuff. I can't wait to go back to work. So I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy. There's a video going to go up tomorrow. I'm going to change the order of it. You guys are going to get to see the Norseman knockoff video because I wanted that video to go up before I sent it to David. But so it'll go up tomorrow. So maybe I can send that knife off to David. I'll pack it up today and send it off to him. So guys, love y'all. Take it easy. Take care of yourselves. Expect to see a video up. To say goodbye. Bye. Take it easy. There's the button.